Have you ever matched with a guy on a dating app who looked like a Calvin Klein model and was great at communicating? Nah, me neither. Welcome back to the Life of Fanny, the podcast where we get real about the hope for love, healing, heartbreak, and all the what the fuck moments in between. And today we're talking dating apps. Cringe profiles, to say the least. Hours of swiping left, the circus of situationships, ghosters, and guys who are looking for something serious but somehow still don't know what they want. All of you ladies who've been or are still on dating apps, we know how much of a zoo it is out there. I'm talking red flags, man babies, real blown walking eggs. And the options? Well, let's just say limited, to be kind. I've swiped left so many damn times, I honestly want to send out an apology to any good guy I may have missed, because my thumb was on autopilot mode at some point. Like, if you were decent and I skipped you, my bad, truly. So, in this episode, we're diving into the world of swipes, bios, bare minimum effort, and why the fuck dating apps have us questioning if love is even real anymore. We'll talk about the types of guys you meet, why it messes with your self-worth, and how to survive it all with your standards and your sanity still intact. So let's kick things off where it all started. And it's not even that long ago. Grindr was the first ever dating app designed for gay and bisexual men in 2009. Well, and shortly after that, in 2012, Tinder dropped and changed the game completely with their iconic swipe feature, ones we all know too well. Dating apps promised us convenience, a way to meet people in our busy, overstimulated lives. Swipe, match, fall in love. Easy, right? But let's be real. When dating apps first popped off, it almost felt like the future. You're telling me I can meet someone hot from the comfort of my bed, in my pajamas, with a glass of wine in my hand? Sold. It felt exciting, almost empowering even. Swipe through a sea of options, match with someone cute, maybe flirt a little, meet for a drink or dinner, and fall in love over overpriced cocktails and a shared trauma bond. A dream come true. Prince Charming was only a few swipes away. I had my first dating app experience when I first came to Australia. Tinder, of course. Back then, Tinder Social was a thing. So you could not only go on the hunt for one guy, your whole girls chat could be part of it and organize a catch up with the bros. It was fun. It was almost addictive. I used Tinder to fall asleep. It's like counting sheep. 20 more swipes before I close my eyes. But back to 2025, the here and now. Of course, I signed back up after my breakup. I needed to know what's out there. So here I was, after 7+ years being with one person, now back trying to decide if I like a guy or not based on their shocking selfie skills. So what are we actually presented with on Hinge & Co? An endless scroll of snapbacks, phishing pics, and the kind of men who genuinely believe I'm 6 foot is a flex. Dating apps became less about connection and more about curating a highlight reel of yourself that feels like a job interview. Do you love dogs and travel? Groundbreaking. Let's debate pineapple on pizza. Revolutionary. Looking for something real? Are you? Are you really, Luke? We're out here crafting bios like we're pitching ourselves for a rom-com sequel. Fun, flirty, emotionally available, and I have a decent Spotify taste. Meanwhile, half the dudes out there with one blurry pic, 0 effort, and still have the audacity to say, dating me is like hitting the jackpot. Mate, you look like you still live with your mom and you microwave fish at work. Please sit down. When I first got back into it, I was like, yeah, they all deserve a chance. I was polite, I responded in a timely manner, and I tried to keep the convo alive, even with the guys I had 0 interest in. But over time, let me tell you, it's fucking exhausting having to think for yourself and that dick-driven brain on the other side of the chat box. So eventually, I gave up and I returned as much effort as I was presented with, which in most cases wasn't much anyway. Which also means most conversations fizzled out before you could even consider it a talking stage. Dating apps promised convenience, love on demand, matches made in algorithm heaven. What we got? A digital dumpster fire. An attention economy dressed up in heart emojis where everyone's addicted to being desired but terrified of actually connecting. It's not dating, it's gamified rejection. You swipe, you match, you vibe, maybe, you get ghosted, and then you're back in the loop like some sad little lab rat chasing a dopamine rush. And don't even get me started on the apps themselves. These things are like Vegas pokies, flash, noise, and just enough serotonin to keep you from deleting them completely. Oh, and now they want me to pay for the privilege. Tinder Gold, Bumble Boost, Hinge X. Come on, I'm not upgrading just so I can meet Connor, 33, emotionally unavailable and proud owner of one Tefal pen and zero communication skills. At this point, it's not even about finding love. It's about not being the last one still scrolling at 12:47 a.m. with dry lips and declining standards, wondering if maybe the algorithm knows something I don't. Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I am the last single woman alive. Maybe the "you make me hard" was actually a romantic thing to say. But anyway, let's get into the nitty gritty, the actual characters you meet on dating apps. And when I say characters, I mean full-blown reality show cast without the production budget and emotional maturity. Honestly, if dating apps had a title, it would be the lineup of walking red flags, 6 foot, no personality, and here to waste your time. Let's start with character number 1, the here for a good time, not a long time guy. You know him. We all know him. He's shirtless in at least 2 pics, holding a fish in one of them and probably at a festival in another. His bio is something like, not looking for anything serious, just vibing. Let's see where the night takes us. Translation, he wants sex, maybe some validation, but definitely not you. And if you dare ask what he's looking for, he hits you with, just going with the flow. Bro, the only thing flowing is my patience, right out the door. Character number 2, the emotionally unavailable but flirty as fuck guy. Oh, this one's dangerous. He sends good morning texts. He compliments you constantly. He listens just enough to fake emotional depth. You get along instantly. He'll say things like, I've never felt as comfortable with someone so quickly. Meanwhile, he's sending the same voice note to 3 other women. He makes you feel special, but deep down you know he's not available. You just hope that maybe you're the one cracking the code. He's not broken. He's not healing. He's just emotionally stingy and enjoys the power of your attention. You're not crazy for falling for it. This guy's entire personality is a weaponized charm offensive. Let's welcome character number 3, the 6 foot if that matters profile with no personality. Because apparently height now is a personality trait. These are the men who lead with 6 foot if that matters. And that's literally the only info you get. I honestly cannot believe how many of these profiles I had to see. No bio, no hobbies, just height, gym selfies, and sometimes a dead animal he hunted. Congrats, you are tall, but you are still emotionally the size of a pea. Next. Thank you. Character number 4, the love bomber into ghoster pipeline. This guy's like a firework, intense, explosive, and gone before you know it. Day 1, he's like, you're the one. On day 2, he's planning your trip to Italy. Day 7, he's MIA and you're triple checking if you said something wrong. No, babe, you didn't. He just got bored after the high wore off. This one's like a walking dopamine hit. And we fall for it because it feels so good until it doesn't. He was never in it for connection. He just liked the thrill of feeling wanted. And once you gave him that, he bounced. I remember this dude's profile saying, looking for casual fun. Hits me up with, let's get married and travel the world. Telling me that I'm the one changing him for the better. Sure thing, mate. 2 days later, I get, wanna catch up and fuck? Ah yeah, personal growth right there. From you're the one to you up in 48 hours, we love a speed run through delusion. Now let's talk about some other common species you find while swiping. The fat dude who wants a gym girl. Listen, love is for everyone, but some of these guys are delusional. Beer gut, no ambition, hasn't lifted a weight since high school, yet his type is fit, toned, active. Must be into fitness. Are you looking for free weight loss recipes or a girlfriend? Mate, you go to the gym, then we'll talk. I got this first impression message on Tinder saying, if you show me how to deadlift properly, maybe you will win me over. Did I miss the part where I was trying to win you over? I haven't even matched you, and I surely never will. Then we have my biggest trauma. Moustache, mullet, mayhem. Welcome to Australia. This isn't just a phase, it's an actual crisis. I didn't sign up for this when I made my way down under. There are more mullets out there on Tinder than functioning conversations. I don't know when we collectively agreed on that looking like a 70s truck driver was hot, but here we are. Next, we've got the 35-year-old who's still figuring it out. No shade to personal growth, but if you're pushing 40 and you're still unsure of what you want, please log out and journal instead. You're too old to be dating like a 22-year-old frat boy. Now we've got one of my favorites, the hello guy. So it's 2025. If that's your best opener, I already know foreplay is not your thing. No effort, no personality. If you're not even trying on the app, I know you're not trying in real life either. Then we've got someone I call the walking promo code. This guy has his Instagram linked in every prompt. Follow me on Insta at ThirstTrapKing. Imagine matching with someone and immediately becoming part of their content strategy. Like, bro, are you here to date or are you growing your engagement? Next up, he'll be selling you crypto in his DMs. Okay, the fish guy. Why are they always holding a fish? Is this a mating ritual, a flex, a cry for help? Congrats, you murdered a trout. Now tell me what you learned in your past relationship. Second last, we have the group photo mystery. We've all been there, squinting, trying to figure out which one he is. And it's always the ugliest one. The guy you hoped it wasn't. And if every pic is with his mates, he's just scared of standing alone. And last up, we have the voice note guy. You open the prompt on Hinge saying what you should know about me, only having to listen to a full-blown bogan telling me how much he loves his dumplings. Like, is that supposed to turn me on? Or it's some dude explaining how to pronounce his exotic name. It's Stefan, not Steven or Stefano like we're in Italy. Alright mate, I'm not booking flights to Milan, I'm just trying to survive this app. And because this is so much fun, I have some real bios here for you, straight up from hell. One said, my greatest strength, I bake my own sourdough 3 times per week. Cool. Can you also develop emotional maturity 3 times per week, or is that still rising? My simple pleasures, spending time with my partner. Okay, dude, you're here because you don't have one. Another greatest strength, Mario Kart. How old are you, Brandon? Do you also list can do a backflip on a trampoline as achievements? Someone said, first round is on me if you pick the bar. Translation, I'm lazy and afraid of rejection, but I'll buy you a drink if you plan the date, carry the convo and validate me. Be serious, mate, we want. Be ready at 7, I'll pick you up. Looking for something serious, but let's start with gelato and see how it goes. If you think me catching frostbite from pistachio is gonna make me forget you are a red flag, think again. Then we have one saying, dating me is like living the dream or hitting the jackpot. Jackpot feels more like a scratchy I regret buying, zero return, mild disappointment and a little bit of glitter under my nails. Now, the sad part about all of this, these aren't the worst ones. There are so many. There's a whole generation of men who think that just existing with a penis is enough effort to deserve connection. And we are supposed to lower our standards to match that? No, babe, don't ever go there. Let's be honest for a second. Dating apps don't just waste your time, they start to mess with your head. Because after a while, it's not just them being weird, flaky, or emotionally constipated. You start wondering if you are the problem. You go from, he's just not the one, to, why the fuck does this keep happening to me? Every time you got ghosted, every one-word reply, every almost connection that starts off spicy and ends in sudden silence. It chips away at your self-worth, one swipe at a time. And the worst part, it becomes so normal that you don't even notice how much you've lowered the bar. Oh my god, he's asked how my day was. Must be husband material. Come on, babe. Since when did basic human decency become a green flag? We are out here applauding the bare minimum because the bare minimum is now targeted as personality. Like, he sent good morning without a dick pic attached. Incredible. Let's go ring shopping right now. And meanwhile, this man is probably copy-pasting the same message to 6 other girls while scrolling TikTok on the toilet. And let's talk about all the Houdinis out there. Because being ignored still fucking hurts. Even if it was only a few days of chatting, even if you hadn't met yet, even if there was no actual thing. Why? Because us women let ourselves care. We get a little excited, we think, maybe this one's different. And then, silence. Vanished. Not even a half-assed excuse. So now you're stuck in that grey area between don't care too much or you look desperate and don't settle for breadcrumbs or you're just playing yourself. We're told not to catch feelings too fast, but also to stay open to love. Like, we're supposed to perfectly handle this fine line between being chill but charming, flirty but not clingy, interested but not too available. It's fucking exhausting. And then there's our side, the girls. And please, ladies, I would love your input, so make sure you leave lots of comments or DM me. The effort, the emotional labor, the self-doubt. We put together our profile like it's a fucking bloody marketing pitch. We want everything to be perfect. We overanalyze our photos. Is this one too much cleavage? Is it not enough? Do I look like I have a nice personality here? Should I be smiling or maybe more sexy? Do I seem cool and confident or just boring? Every prompt is well thought out. Trying to be witty, sexy, soft and self-aware in 300 characters or less. Trying to get someone's attention without sharing too much, being mysterious while also being approachable. Yes, creating a dating profile is a fucking job. Meanwhile, these men are out here with one blurry car selfie from 2016 and a bio that says, I'm 6 foot. What the fuck? I genuinely ask myself sometimes, what do guys even see when they see my profile? She's hot. She looks nice. I'd nail her. Is that all? Is that really what it comes down to? Because it sure doesn't feel like they're swiping for connection. It feels like they're swiping for the next quick ego boost or casual shag, not someone they actually want to get to know. Okay, now, why we're calling it out, yes, I have to admit I'm not quite innocent in my swiping activities either. At the beginning I was, and I allowed more guys into my chat box than I should have. I matched with guys I wasn't overly attracted to, but I just thought lowering my expectations might help. Well, I had no idea at this point that I had to go that low. So I just decided to go back to my usual type. And if you think that I'm out here choosing the wholesome guys with golden retrievers and the ones who are going for a morning walk on a Sunday, no. I'm swiping yes on tats, bad boy image, and trouble written on their foreheads. If he looks like he's emotionally unavailable, has a criminal record, or hasn't spoken to his mum in 5 years, suddenly I'm interested. Why? No idea. Maybe because after my experience over the last few months, I know it either fizzles out or ends up in something casual, so I might as well go for something hot. So yeah, I usually swipe past the soft ones, the nice ones, the ones who probably would reply in 6 hours or less, because my brain still says, he does look like he could ruin my life just a little. So I swipe right. We all have our type. Mine just happens to come with red flags and neck tattoos. Feel free to judge. I'm well and truly aware of my bad taste in men. Otherwise we wouldn't be here, right? And when it doesn't work out with them, we don't even give ourselves permission to feel disappointed. I have long given up on that. We brush it off like it was just a maybe, just a few messages. I didn't like his dog anyway. But it still hurts. It hurts to hope. It hurts to picture even a little future with someone. And with future, I mean meeting for a drink. Even that seems too much to ask nowadays. And then be met with silence, or worse, inconsistent attention disguised as effort. So if you've ever blamed yourself, if you've ever questioned your looks, your vibe, your worth, if you've ever sat there thinking, maybe I'm too much, let me be clear. You are not too much. You are not the problem. You're just trying to date in a world full of people who don't know how to communicate, commit, or connect without a scream. And that is not, I repeat, not a reflection of your value. You're not doomed to be single forever. You're just done with settling for the bare minimum. So here's the part where I'm supposed to wrap things up with a neat little bow and say, don't give up, your person is out there. But the question is there still hope, or are we all just fucked? Let's be real, it's not that simple. Not when you've been burned, ghosted, breadcrumbed, emotionally blue-balled, and made to feel like you're too much for wanting just a little more than the bare minimum. At some point, you don't even get upset anymore. You just go numb. It's not even heartbreak, it's apathy. It's disinterest, it's pure, exhausted indifference. The thought of going on another first date and having to answer all the same recycled small talk questions. Painful. Where are you from? What do you do? What are your hobbies? Shut up, Kevin. I like the gym. I like food. I like being left alone. Conversations start to feel like job interviews with no salary, no benefits, and definitely no promotion. You're stuck in your small office with no window, no light inside. You realize that being alone, like actually single, solo, unbothered, is less painful than trying to force a connection with someone who just wants to get in your pants. And I don't say that lightly, because in the beginning, I really wanted to make that connection with someone. I wanted to be seen, to be chosen, but the reality, it started to feel like no one wanted to see me as a person. They just wanted access to my body and my Fanny. And once I felt that one too many times, and probably gave in too many times as well, I stopped. I stopped dating. I stopped replying. I stopped showing up for strangers who couldn't even bring an ounce of real intention to the table. Because why should I pour my energy, my spark, into people who only want a surface level fuck buddy? Surface level men don't deserve women with substance. And now someone's gonna say it. But my friend Belinda met her husband on Tinder and now they're having a baby. Cool, love that for Belinda, truly. But let's be real, there are always exceptions. I'm not here to talk about the 2% who lucked out. I'm here for the 98% of us who got emotionally manipulated by a man with a gold chain as thick as his delusion and commitment issues. Congrats to Belinda on finding a father for her Tinder baby and not being left on red while being branded a sperm jacker. Generally, round of applause. But let's stop pretending that that's the norm, because it's not. The truth is, most people on these apps aren't looking for connection. They're looking for validation, for distraction, for someone to fill the gap between ego bruises and their next self-esteem crash. No one's doing the inner work. No one's asking, am I even emotionally available? They're just swiping, matching, ghosting, and repeating, hoping someone else will make them feel worthy without ever figuring out how to feel worthy on their own. It's not about finding the one. It's about choosing yourself so fiercely, so fully, that love becomes a bonus, not a fucking necessity. It's about learning to trust that the right person won't make you question your worth. You won't have to chase. You won't have to prove. You won't have to overthink just to be enough. So take the break. Delete the damn app. Say, nah, I'm good, to the bare minimum. Enjoy being single for a while. Make it the best fucking time of your life and be free. Because there's nothing lonelier than settling for crumbs while lying next to someone who doesn't actually care. And if you've ever thought, I'd rather be alone than go through this shit again, you're not broken. You're not cold. You're just done. And you're so damn right. Now, is there still hope? Yes, but it starts with giving yourself everything you've been begging this man for. Consistency, respect, safety, joy, attention, and care. Give it to yourself first and watch how your standards rise and your peace expands. The ones who can't meet you there, let them scroll past, let them miss you, let them rot. Let's wrap this baby up with a little truth bomb. You're not hard to love, you've just been loving people who weren't ready. And that's not your fault. But healing from it, that is your responsibility. So take a break, take a breath. Pour back into yourself like your life depends on it, because it kind of does. And when you're ready to try again, you will show up with sharper boundaries, higher expectations, and a bullshit radar so strong it picks up red flags before they even type hey. Love isn't gone, it's just hiding behind all these dickheads. And honestly, you're better off without them anyway. Thanks for listening, Fanny fam. I love you, mean it. Catch you in the next one.